Hello, everyone, and welcome to another exciting episode of Hobo Hero Part 3. I apologize about the last video. I didn't realize my phone was running out of battery, so it died on me. But we're going to continue on with my little story here. So, like I said before, her mother has a problem with money. She has no financial discipline whatsoever. And unfortunately, she's taken out a lot of loans for herself. She's taken out at least 3 loans for under my wife's name, which now my wife is on the hook for, and she's taken out loans with gangsters. Taking out loans with a bank is one thing. It's not good, but it's one thing because the bank's interest is, I think, like 25%, something absurd. And that debt is passed down from her to the mother, to the daughter, to the daughter, to the kids, and so on. There is no escape from that unless you leave the country. All right. And that's not my interest. My interest is to work here, put my, 20 some odd years in. And then once I retire in another 13 years, full-time Thailand, part-time in America. That's the idea. So there's going to be no escape of that debt. But with Thai gangsters, the dynamic is going to be different because they want their money. They're going to get that money. Somebody has to get that money. Somebody's going to have to put in some work. And they're going to get that money one way or another. And I told her, I'm like, unless you want to end up in a bar somewhere, doing your thing, somebody's going to make that money. And you have a young little girl that's, at the time, June was like 10 years old. I'm like, she's young and she's pretty. You don't think they won't kidnap her and put her ass to work in a bar somewhere? You don't think that's not a possibility? I mean, literally, your mother has endangered not only you, but her granddaughter, and has no remorse, no concern, no empathy about what it is. It's not like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't have. It's you challenge her on it, and she goes, huh? What? I didn't do anything wrong. And now, since she has a former husband, she's like, well, you just take care of it. Just take care of it. Take care of it. Take care of it. At this point, I want to put her under a tree. I just want to bury her under a tree somewhere. At this point, legally, I can't do it, but emotionally, I want to do it. And I know, like, there's a lot of guys, we can have horror stories of the mother-in-law or the father-in-law, but her dad's awesome. Her dad's a wonderful man, but man, he has no strength when it comes down to his wife. His wife is in control. She dominates him, and he just sort of goes along with the flow. But the simple fact that I have to stress to her that what kind of danger she's in right now with our children are in danger. And the simple fact that these gangsters will show up at her mom's house looking for that money. And then they'll challenge my wife on, hey, you have a foreign boyfriend, her husband. Why aren't you helping your mom out? Why aren't you giving her the money? Why it's your responsibility. You're obligated to take care of your mother. You need to solve your mother's problems. No, the hell she does not. So at that point, I started losing my mind. And then I stopped being silent. At this time I was back in America. So when I came back to Thailand, I had a lot to say. Yeah. And I told my wife, I'm like, when I come there, I'm going to freaking roar. And whoever's responsible better be running. When I come, you better be on your feet and running for the nearest exit. Because there is no mercy. Because there's no way I'm going to allow people to endanger my family and not do anything about it. We're gonna have a problem. And I told her, I'm like, whatever problems you have with this guy, because I came in, the guy was still talking to her and he's still trying to, I'm like, whatever the problems you have with him, that's your problem. But it should never, ever affect anybody with my last name. Never. And if it does, whew, mm, 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 it ain't gonna be good. And I said, I don't mind. I don't mind doing what I have to do to prove a point. And I know this is Thailand, and I know life is cheap. But believe you me, I'm from the hood too. We can get it. We can get that working right away. And it's just time and time again, this woman is just like irresponsible, just totally irresponsible. No care, care less. And prior to that, my wife came out the closet and told me that she had a run-in with the gangsters, and while her and her daughter was going back from her mom's house, going back home, they tried to kidnap June. And I'm like, so you proved my point. But yet you still support your mother. You still pretty much fall in line with her. You still are sympathetic to her. This woman is nothing but chaos. She is literally causing chaos and destruction to your family. What happens when one day you go to school and June's not there? They pick her up and they kidnap her. What are you going to do? I'm like, you're lucky right now that the house you live at is in a gated community, so people can't just go in and go out. But if you come here to your mom's house, it's not a gated community. The gangsters are here all the time. They can literally just wait for you to show up, drive up, snatch your daughter away, and out of here. And you ain't going to find her. Thailand's a small country, but it's a nice place to hide. You know, they could sell her off. And there's a lot of things they could sell her off for. There's a lot of people that would buy her virginity. It's not a good place to be when it comes to stuff like that. Sextortion, sex trafficking, child trafficking, that is a big thing over there. And your mother has pretty much opened the door to that and has no remorse on the consequences. Because her old ass is too old to work. She knows nothing's going to happen to her. She's old. She's blind. She's in shit health. She knows she ain't going to be able to work it off. So she's going to put you in danger. She's going to put you in danger. I don't want her to have to go find you like Red October. I don't want to go, where's my wife at? I got to go track her down. I got to make people uncomfortable. I'm going to have to freaking bury people. Because your mother just don't know how to behave. Time and time again, I have said this to my wife. But magically, she's beginning to get it. She's beginning to understand. She's beginning to see what kind of chaos, what kind of calamity. And now, to the point where she actually now stands up to her mother. She's actually on program. She's literally standing up. Before, she was aware that everybody hates her, no one will love her. But I'm like, it doesn't matter. Her fear initially was, everybody was telling her, you better watch your tongue, because one day your foreign husband is going to leave you, and then we're the only people here to be able to support you. So you better watch your tongue, watch what you say to us, because in the end, he ain't going to be around. He's going to leave. And they made her fear that she had to be quiet. She had to be compliant and be obedient and do what they tell her, because the fear of one day if I leave. And I get it. Foreigners have a history of loving and leaving. And black men, we have that history too. Even in America, we just, love them and leave them too. That is a thing. But I'm not one of those things. I already told her, I'm like, this is permanent. This is real. This is permanent. We're a family. You wear my last name. I'm obligated to you until you die. My first wife did not keep that commitment, but I never left a relationship. I'm like, even when I'm unhappy, I would still stay. Even if I was the unhappiest guy in the world, I'm not breaking a marriage. That's just how it works. Because I made that vow, I made that oath, and through better or for worse. That's what marriage is. For better or for worse. It's not, when it's convenient, or, when I'm only happy and now I'm sad and now I want to leave you. None of that. I'm creating kids with you. I'm creating a legacy with you. I'm building with you. And I want that. So once she got over that fear, and and now since she's pregnant, she's definitely, knowing that most likely I'm in it now, And, that has given her the strength, the courage to stand up to her abusive family members, because most of them have abused her throughout her life. And now she's able to stand up because, one, she's in a financial situation where she can. Before, when she used to have something to say, they would tell her, shut the hell up. You're poor. You ain't got nothing to say. Poor people don't talk. Now she ain't poor. I'm saying, you're not poor now. You're the one of high standings here, due to me. But at the same time, it doesn't matter. Your standing is higher. So the same people who are telling you to shut the hell up and do what you're told, now they're over here, oh, hi, honey, hi, kissing your ass and being nice. Even though you're telling me like how bad they treat you, when you're now all of a sudden, you're somebody. Now all of a sudden they want to kiss your ass, treat you better, especially in front of me. All of a sudden, everybody, when they know I come, everybody put on their good face. It's showtime, and I know who's fake and who's not. I could tell. I've already got the information from my wife. My wife tell me that you're a problem, so you can drop the act. It don't matter. It don't matter. But hey, let's pretend. And then my wife, she knows me. She knows, I can be a little aggressive. So she's like, oh, please, don't say anything bad to them. I don't want you to, bully them or whatever. I'm like, I ain't got nothing to say. Honestly, I ain't got nothing to say to them. They can say hi. I'll say hi and bye. I'm an adult. I know how to behave. But at the same time, I'm not going out there to kiss nobody's ass. And I'm not going to be bowing my head and lying and treating them with, reverence because they're an older aunt or an older uncle. They can go F themselves. And I tell her, I'm like, yeah, I want them to know. I know you're not on my team. I know you're the enemy. So yeah, that's it. So she's getting it now. She's literally getting it. She is now on my programming. And she understands what I want. She does exactly what I want. The money I send goes directly where it needs to go. It goes to the mortgage. It goes to the bills. It goes to the food. It goes to the utilities costs. It goes to our children's education. The clothing. And that's it. And I tell them, I'm like, if you want to help them out, okay. There's nothing wrong with if your dad takes you somewhere. Yeah, throw him a couple bucks. Yeah, nothing wrong with a couple $100 here or there to help him out with some gas. Take care of his gas. Give him some gas money. But, we're not here. You're not an ATM. I'm not an ATM. You're not a Buffalo. And the simple fact that, even I told my daughter, my Thai daughter, June, I tell her, I'm like, there is no time where you should be financially supporting anybody. Nobody. Not me, not your mother, not your aunts, your uncles, brothers, sisters, nobody. If they ain't got it, they ain't gonna never get it. Your job is to work hard, go to school, study hard, get educated, be smart, go to university, get a good degree, come back, work hard, whether you want to work in Thailand or you work in America, and then send your money back home here in Thailand and retire here with a good financial stability situation. And hopefully you have some grandkids out of it. I can get some grandkids out of it. Even better. But for some reason, her grandmother, which is her grandmother, my wife's mother, is so greedy that she asks money from everybody. So she'll ask money from her elderly mother, who's in her 80s, who's on a limited income, who gets a little bit of money from the Thai government every month, a tiny bit. I think it's like $600 she gets, 600 baht, which is, I want to say that's so a little over $15, $16. I'm just like baffled. But not only that, she'll ask money from June. And I'm like, what person asks money from a freaking 9-year-old, 10-year-old, 11-year-old child? A child. You're that sick, that greedy, that you have to extort and trick a child into giving you money? I would never in my life even consider asking a child, hey, I know you have some money saved up. Can you give me money? Why would I ask any of my nieces and nephews for money? But not her grandmother, not my wife's mother. She will get money from anybody. Anybody who's willing to give it, she don't care. She will take candy from a baby. She's literally taking candy from a baby. I'm ranting. I get it. But that's just the problem with dealing with certain members of the family. Mother's not the only problem, but she's the main problem. There's some aunts and uncles that are a problem too, but they're a small problem because I don't have to deal with them. They run their mouths, they say what they have to say, but they're way over in another town over too, so it doesn't affect me at all. But unfortunately, no mother, she's close. It does affect me. So that's the problem with cultural and culture shock. But the good thing about it is my wife is breaking her programming, and she is now reconditioning herself to think more on line with me. She carries my agenda, and I appreciate that. It took her a while to do it, but she is slowly, finally getting on board, and she's on board now. She's committed. And I told her, I'm like, once you commit to my plan, my plan of action, you will never have to worry. I will always work hard for you. You will never have nothing to worry about. As long as I'm alive, I am here to take care of you and our children. Plain and simple. But it's reconditioning. You have to recondition. You have to be, and like I said, I got lucky. I have a good Thai wife, who's on board. And a lot of people say, a Thai wife will never put you over her family. But I got lucky. And it wasn't because of my words. It was really how they treated her. Like, they treated her bad, and they reinforced what I said. It's like everything I said about them, they reinforced it by their actions. So I'm like, actually, you guys did me a favor by treating her like crap. Everything I said, you did. And I said, look, this is what I told you. This is what they're doing. This is what's going to happen. All right, let me stop the video, and we'll go into part 4. Okay?